It's the world's biggest collection of street rods, and Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat is all over it. Next. Every year, thousands of street rod owners and enthusiasts get together for the National Street Rod Association Nationals here in Louisville. Incredible hot rods as far as the eye can see, and all the parts and pieces you'll need to restore them and keep them running. Well, they say first impressions are everything, and the first thing you see on a classic car is the front end, and more specifically, the grille. And that's where Dan and Alumicraft come in. What do you guys make?
We make grill inserts for hot rods and street rods and muscle cars. We've been doing this for 32 years.
What's the most important thing about making a grill?
It has to be exact. It's the first impression. Like you say, you go to your car shows, the cars are backed into the parking space, the grill's right up front for everybody to see. Nobody takes a picture of the back of the car.
If I need a grill for my vehicle, what's the first step I need to go through with you?
The easiest thing to do is you can jump on our website, which is alumicraft.com, look and see what grills we offer. We offer one-offs as well. So if you don't see your car listed there, but we offer over 100 different grill inserts for our street rod grills. We're getting into doing more muscle cars and classic trucks. So if you don't see it on the website, just give us a call at the phone number and we'll tell you whether we can do it or not. We deal with all of the builders that are across the United States. We've been on Riddler cars, we've been on Amber cars, America's Most Beautiful Roadster, Grade 8 cars at Detroit, Street Rods of the Year. We get to deal with a lot of those shops, the top tier shops, and they're not going to put an inferior product on their cars because their customers are paying top dollar for those cars, so they want top quality parts to go with it.
How did it start?
My father hit a speed bump with his 33 Ford street rod, and it shattered the grill on it, and so we just had the need to build our own, and then a friend needed one, then a friend of a friend needed one. We got into the Dodge and Plymouth stuff first, and it's just grown from there.
I see you've expanded to aluminum sanding blocks, which is really cool because you see a lot of flexible ones out there, but they don't help you on the flat panels like on a square body Chevy, so these things are a great invention. Well, if you've got a hot rod or classic car, you're going to love what you see with Alumicraft. Check them out at alumicraft.com. You would have to look far and wide to find a Mustang this nice. Looks like an original plain Jane from '65, but it's been updated a little bit. The body and the paint are perfect. Take a look under the hood. There's a 331 cubic inch Roush engine under there making this thing go. Torque thrust wheels, just like you'd put on this thing in the 60s once you got rid of the stock wheels. Fog lights on the front, well, those are from a Mustang GT. And the interior, check out the pony seats. That was an option back in 1965. This thing is gorgeous. Of course, if you have a classic car, you want to protect it. And there's nobody better at protecting it than Car Capsule. Phil, what kind of folks are buying Car Capsule?
So if you got a street rod, a muscle car, a fast car, an exotic, you need a showcase. It allows for 24/7, 365 use because you can in and out of this thing in less than 30 seconds. So this has become the year-round storage solution for your pride and joy. When you roll this out, there's a pump in back, you turn it on, and it inflates to the shape in less than 5 minutes. Once it's fully inflated, you migrate the pump to the inside, and that maintains these tubes, so it never ever collapses. Our 12-volt fan circulates the air. So we take whatever God gives us, hot air, cold air, humid air, pressurize the unit, breathe through the zipper. With that said, we never allow opposite air masses to meet. If hot and cold never touches, no condensation. If you have no condensation, you have no mold, mildew, rust, or corrosion. No dings, no dents, no dust, no dirt, nothing.
How portable is it?
So this unit here is a 16-footer. This rolls up like the size of 2 sleeping bags, and it goes up in less than 5 minutes.
And you touched on this unit. This is a little different looking than some of your others. Tell me about this new model.
Yeah, so this is our latest, greatest CF1, the carbon fiber edition. So this is a carbon fiber look and feel. It's got the carbon fiber road design, comes with an LED light kit, comes with a battery backup system. The CF1 is our latest model. Actually, we're debuting a new product section here at the show.
How important is quality construction to you?
Quality is number one by us. We could use lesser materials, thinner gray materials. We don't. These are overbuilt. Every year someone comes in here and says, I've had mine for 15, 20 years. It's not going to wear out.
Accept no imitations. This is the original car bubble. It is called Car Capsule. You can find them at carcapsule.com. Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, keeps cruising along at the NSRA Nationals next.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need. And by Top Coat, don't just coat it, top coat it.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. We're having a great time at the NSRA Nationals here in Louisville, Kentucky. Most years, 70,000 car enthusiasts coming through the gates and over 10,000 cars on display here. Jim Roulette is the marketing director for the NSRA, and the Nationals have been around for 51 years. Jim, you've been here for 40 of them. How has this event changed since you started coming?
Well, we've all gotten older, is the main thing. But we just sat with a group a while ago that's made them all. Since 1970, they've been to every NSRA Nationals. I tell people the easiest way for me to explain it, it's like a family reunion with cars. We have commercial exhibitors selling automotive-related parts. We've got an arts and crafts area we call Women's World, whole car parts swap meet. It really is an experience, and you have to take it all in to make it work.
Every great build, restoration, or repair starts with the right tooling. And for 40 years, Mittler Brothers Machine and Tool has been a staple in the fabrication, automotive, and motorsports industries. Mittler Brothers has over 1,000 products in their catalog, and their design team ensures that they're always leading the way when it comes to new ideas. One piece you have that I really like, it's the finger brake. How does that work?
Well, the finger brake is a brake that has segmented fingers on the pinch portion, the apron, and ours in particular has bed fingers that can be removed. And that is a real unique option on our brake that no other machines out there have, where we can remove the bed fingers and make compound bends. A lot of times when people bend something, they'll bend it in a incorrect sequence, and they look at it and they go, oh my gosh, they got to make the whole part over. This machine, a lot of times you can put that in there and you can finish it and complete the part and smile when you walk away and being, I didn't have to remake it again.
One of my favorite things, everything for you guys made in the USA.
That is correct. We are super proud. We have over 50 very patriotic employees who are very happy to come into work every day and do their jobs, make the customers happy. And we use North American steel and aluminum, and our company is very proud supporters of our military. Our soldiers, sailors, and airmen, we're very proud of everything, and our policemen in uniform. We keep this country going, and we're very supportive of them all.
Well, you can bend it, shape it, any way you want it. Go to mittlerbros.com. This is a fantastic 1969 Chevrolet C10 getting a ton of attention here at the NSRA Nationals. It's a complete custom chassis from front to back, hydraulic coilover suspension from our friends at Mittler Brothers. It's got a race-bred Duramax twin-turbo engine that is a diesel that makes 80 pounds of boost with the turbo, about 1,000 horsepower, and get this, 1,500 foot-pounds of torque. That'll burn the wheels right off, and it actually has. Countless hours of custom fabrication, lots of paint, lots of body, and if you have a truck like this, of course you want to protect it when you bring it to the show, Wade, and that's where we see the hot rod halo around this thing. Tell me about it.
We knew that we had to have something to protect this truck. It draws a lot of attention at the shows, and we were looking for something so that people could enjoy the truck, but to keep them at a distance. In comes the hot rod halo. Initially, we liked the product so much that we do now. I am one of the partners of the companies. The halo does not take away from the truck or whatever you are displaying. The unit is completely portable. It comes in a case that you can carry from show to show. It can be set up in roughly 5 minutes by an individual. You place the base plates under each tire, roll the vehicle forward, and then simply deploy the poles and connect the strings around the vehicle. You can create up to a 3-foot barrier around the vehicle and can be set at multiple heights.
I love it because it's perfect for the vehicle owner, keeps people away from it, but it's great for car show attendees like us because it's easier for us to get good shots of the vehicle.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that the guys love, and here at NSRA, we are currently around the builder showcase cars. So one of the things that the feedback has been is that we don't take away from the actual show cars. It's all made right here in the USA. It's all billet aluminum. The tooling is done by our friends over at CAMS in Ohio. Assembly is done in our shop in Tennessee.
The Hot Rod Halo, you're going to need one if you have any car that you bring to a car show. This is a must-have. Check them out at hotrodhalo.com. We'll have lots of cool cars coming up when we return to Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat from the NSRA Nationals. Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat, coming to you from Kentucky at the NSRA Nationals here in Louisville. You are looking at a rare bird. In fact, so rare, we've made it our NH Oil rarity. Rick, tell me about this 1973 Trans Am.
It's Brewster green, it's original color. They made less than 200 of these estimated, and that's what makes it so rare.
One thing that jumps out to me is the wheels. These are surely aftermarket. This couldn't have been something that came stock on these cars.
Well, these are a particular 17-inch version of the original Honeycomb wheels that were available on the car. They were designed by Bill Porter, a famous GM engineer. They originally were a polycast steel wheel, which he rather had them made in cast aluminum, and now they're repopping them in what he would have liked them to be to begin with.
So you're getting a little more performance because they're aluminum, and it's a bigger wheel.
Bigger wheel, wider, more tread on the ground, handles better, absolutely.
Now tell me what's under the hood.
A 455. There was 2 engines available for the Trans Am in '73, a 455 cubic inch or a Super Duty 455. This particular one's not a Super Duty. As far as Brewster Green and Super Duties go, they only made 7 of them. You're talking about a really rare car there.
What was this car like when you got it?
It was a basket case. I've put quarter panels, frame rails, floor pans, even the hinge that holds the trunk I had to put in. A lot of work.
How much of that work did you do yourself?
Every bit of it. 100% of the restoration was done by me, with exception of the transmission rebuild, which I sourced out.
Every car has a few little tricks to it. What are some of the surprises you came across when you were restoring this?
More rust and more rust. Parts are difficult to find on this car. This is a transition year, so a lot of '74 parts were transitioning over to this car. They did a change in the emissions. The bumpers are 1 year only due to impact ratings. The grills are 1 year because of that. The framing to the fenders are 1 year because of the crash results. And all 73 Trans Ams were a ram air delete because of California noise restrictions. So they closed off the scoop. I have reopened it, but that was some of the things that they did in '73.
You got this car in 2017. How long had you had your eye on it?
I've wanted a '73 Trans Am since I was a little kid. So that would be over 40 years.
What kind of reaction have you been getting to this car here at the show?
A lot of good reaction. They really like the car. The Trans Ams, you don't see them restored to this level a lot, and it's gotten a lot of attention.
What's it like to take a car from where it was to bring it to this level all by yourself?
It was pretty rewarding. It was stressful. It's very time consuming. I've got a loving wife that was gracious enough to allow me to do it. It was expensive, but once I got done to sit back and enjoy the finished result, it was pretty good.
It took painstaking restoration to bring this car back to its original glory, but wouldn't you rather preserve your brand new car right from the start? There's a great way to protect your car from rust and corrosion, and our old friend John Gardner went all the way to New Hampshire to check it out.
Joe, we're in your corporate headquarters here, man. It's impressive. Give us a brief overview of what you guys do.
Mainly what we do is cultural. We try to get you to think proactive. And what we're here to do is and educate you. And as you understand the problem, then what we're going to do is empower you through products and services to be proactive and extend the life of your vehicle.
Now, NHOU protective coatings, the key word coatings with an S. You got a lot of product. It's a whole product line.
Right.
Take us through it.
So we started out with oil, then we went into a wax. So the oil is the most forgiving way to treat rust. It is very different than conventional undercoating. As opposed to trapping moisture in oxygen, it actually goes down to the base metal, displace moisture, cut off the oxygen. We have a wax, more traditional for a brand new vehicle. We also created a salt brine solution because brine seems to be really the culprit behind reviving this industry. The road brine is very good for the roads, it's safe, but it's corroding vehicles. So we have a way to actually break down the sticky substance and the salt that's in the road brine.
Applying this stuff, can I do it, or do I need to take it to an approved dealer, or both?
So we have do-it-yourself kits, but honestly, even if we sell the best product in the world, and I believe we do, it is worthless if you have a poor application. If you don't have the right equipment, you don't have the right training. That's why most of our dealers come out here, they're factory trained right at our shop, and we have do-it-yourself kits, and we have videos that show you how to apply it properly. We also hold public workshops.
Now, I'm a big proponent when it comes to education, and this is what you do. You bring people out here, you educate on rust, but you also educate on how to apply it. Take us through some of these steps. What do we have, an application here?
So on our road brine, if you have one of these, you can use your own if you want. You purchase it from us. Basically, you fill this with the solution, run it through a hose, you wash down the undercarriage of a vehicle, let it set 15 minutes, rinse it off, boom, done.
Awesome. Now, I got an older vehicle. I was looking on your website, Back to Black. Tell me a little bit about that.
That's, again, working directly with the consumer. We would listen to the feedback, and they said, wow, you just did a good job protecting my vehicle, but it looks like shiny rust. What can you do to improve the appearance? So we added a carbon black into our oil, same exact oil as the clear, but it'll substantially improve the appearance of that vehicle while protecting it.
Now, you apply it here, too, as well?
Yeah, we do 3,000 plus vehicles out in our shop out back, and we have factory trained applicators across the country.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than getting underneath of a car. I mean, I'm breaking these bolts, brake lines are breaking. I mean, this is a massive amount of damage in the United States alone, not just up here.
It's 3% of our GDP, which is more than the GDP of Sweden. That comes out to $1,500 per person. That's what got my attention. You hit me in the pocket. That hurt my pocket, so I became proactive.
Now, proactive, that's huge. I mean, I'm an automotive technician. I change the oil. I do that on purpose. Transmission, differential fluid. This is just something that normally has to be done. I don't think people think that way about undercoating. It does need to be that way.
It does. This is the biggest challenge for us is cultural. So we're trying to get you to think proactively. You go in and you rotate your tires, you change your oil. You need to be proactive with the undercarriage. And technological challenges are secondary to that cultural challenge.
So I want to bring it in every once in a while and get it sprayed, just like I would maintain a vehicle.
It's an annual application, yep. If you go with the wax, that's every 2 years. The wax is a one-time standalone application. The oil in the body cavities needs to be replaced every 2 years, but we also want to bring that vehicle in and we want to inspect it. We have someone here today, we may be putting their vehicle up. We inspect it, any breaches in the surface, we touch up, nothing gets out of control.
Joe, you talked about being proactive. Now we have the guys here from gm-trucks.com, and they're actually using the product, and they're definitely proactive.
GM-trucks.com came to NHOU because we had a 2011 Sierra project truck that was starting to get some rust on the underside of it. And we were looking for a solution that we could share with our readers that would be basically a way they could combat rust and salt and brine on their own truck and would be guaranteed to work.
We first heard about NHOU from a local mechanic, and then I got online and searched and found a lot of great information and videos, and we gave Joe a call.
We get a lot of questions from people. They want more out of their vehicles. They want more performance, more accessories on them, but they also want more life out of their truck. And NHOU provides a way for people to get not just a little bit more life, but years more life out of their vehicle.
We've still got our foot on the gas, so stay buckled in for more Motorhead Garage presented by Topcoat.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat, is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. Steel rubber products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. And by NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system.
Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky, where Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat, is checking out the NSRA Nationals for 2020. Let's face it, it is a fact of life that you are going to have rust. The rocker panels are going to go, the trunk floor is going to go, your floor pan is going to go if you have a car. Rust is your enemy. And if you have a body panel emergency, you're going to want to call EMS. Alex, what kind of products do you have for my classic car?
We manufacture outer body sheet metal, floor pans, rocker panels, Chevrolet cars, 1935 to 1954. For the Fords, we do 1935 to 1958 on the cars. Ford pickup trucks, 1957 and 1966.
Trucks are really the new hot ticket. What kind of interest are you seeing from those folks?
Amazing. It's going through the roof. Street rods were hot in the 90s. Pickup trucks are now hot in the 2020s.
How is EMS's quality compared to the other stuff that's out there?
Our quality is superior. We're always leading the quality. We always have. And we've done that because we're an integrated company. We do our own design, our own tooling, our own manufacturing in Detroit. Not somewhere else, not in China. We make it in Detroit where car parts are supposed to be made.
You have a long history in this business.
My grandfather started at Fisher Body in 1918. Our family has been in the body parts business for 100 years. I was an engineer, my dad was an engineer, my grandfather was an engineer. I'm still making the same parts my grandfather did in the 30s.
Looking at your panels, I see they have a lot more shape than a lot of the others I've seen out there.
Because of our integrated tooling capacity and our engineering, we're able to do the complex shapes, curves, back curves, things you can't do on flat bead rollers. This is why our parts fit the best. If it's complicated, we can do it. And that's what EMS does. And that's what our reputation is. Hard, complex shapes that fit correctly.
Well, if you need it, they've got it. They're EMSautomotive.com. Check them out. In the 1930s, Ford didn't make a Speedster, so if you wanted one, you had to create it yourself. And this build was done in that spirit. Now, the genesis for the whole thing, in the back there, 2 International truck hoods. And in the front, in fact, a 1930 Ford. Everything in this vehicle was done period correct, just as you would in the 1930s. Dual updraft carburetors, no fuel injection back then, gravity-fed fuel, no fuel pump, and mechanical brakes to make the whole thing stop. It is a work of art, and it's just one of the great cars here in our Builder Showcase. You can have all the power in the world in your hot rod or race car, but it doesn't matter unless you're getting that power to the ground. It's where you need a great rear end and lots of other components. Roy, what do you specialize in at PEM?
At PEM, we specialize in custom Ford 9-inch, bolt-in crate axles, custom third members, brake systems, and drive shafts.
Who are your chief customers?
Our primary customer base is Circle Track aftermarket. We also do quite a bit of business with the street rod market.
How do I know you guys know what you're doing?
We've been doing this for about 12 years as PEM. Been manufacturing 9 inches the entire time. We've done rebuilds, new manufacturers, and custom builds for several different applications.
You guys specialize in anything from the back of the transmission back. What if I need a component from you? What's the first step?
The best way is to contact us online through our website, or you can call us at the shop. You'll get a hold of one of our inside salespeople. If it's a custom housing, we'll have you fill out a form. If it's a custom drive shaft, we'll have you fill out a form, and then we'll build it to your specs. If it's an on-the-shelf item, we'll fill out the order and ship it to you.
On-the-shelf item isn't exactly accurate, because if something's ordered, that's when you guys spring into action.
Absolutely. We custom build a lot of stuff. We generally, we build the third members and the housings to order. We do have gears, bearings, component pieces, yokes, all the component pieces you can buy from us off the shelf.
Where are your customers based?
A large majority of the racing customers are in the Midwest. Dirt track modified racing is a big part of our business, and we ship all over the country and all over the world.
What's the most important consideration when you're building something for the rear end of a car?
The biggest consideration for a rear end is gear ratio. That deals with where your power band is for your motor, how heavy your car is, the tire size. We want to know everything to be able to put the best package together for you.
And if you're looking for the perfect package for your car, check them out at PEMRacing.com. Well, turn out the lights. The party is over. Everyone is heading home, and we have had one amazing day here at the NSRA Nationals. We are going to see you next week here on Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. In the meantime, check us out on our Facebook page. So long from Kentucky.